Hello, this is Basic Electronics Engineering. The course code is EC201. The contact hour is 3 lecture classes. The total contact hour is 36 hours. The credit point of this subject is 3. Myself, Dr. Indranath Sarkar. I am the Associate Professor in the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering of GIS College of Engineering, Kolladi. This course has 4 number of outcomes. We expect the students will be at the end of the course the student will be able to demonstrate PN junction diode, ideal diode, diode models and its circuit analysis, application of diode and special diodes. The student also will be explained how operational amplifiers are modeled and analyzed, and to design operational amplifier circuits to perform operations such as integration, differentiation on electronic signals. The students must analyze the concept of both positive and negative feedback in electronic circuits and its applications. The student must develop the capability to analyze and design simple circuits containing nonlinear elements such as transistors using the concept of load lines, operating points and the incremental analysis. This course is comprised of 6 number of modules. Each module has the number of class limited, that is 5 number of class assigned to module 1 on basic semiconductors, 7 contact hour assigned to module 2 on PN junction diode and its applications. Module 3 has 8 contact hour on bipolar junction transistor. Module 4 has field effect transistor to describe within 6 contact hour. 8 contact hour assigned to module 5 where feedback and operational amplifier will be discussed, and the 2 contact hour assigned to module 6 where the cathode ray oscilloscope will be discussed. This is the prerequisite required for basic electronics engineering. Normally prerequisites are essential to understand a certain course. In this case, as the students are entering after class 12 into BTech courses and the basic electronics engineering is studied in the first year, so here we expect the basic course of electronics engineering progress from the fundamentals of electricity, direct current, devices and circuits, series and parallel circuits, to the study of active and passive components, Ohm's law, Kirchhoff's law, that is Kirchhoff's voltage law and Kirchhoff's current law, as well as Ampere's law. In the modern electronics part of the physics in the 10+2, all these items have been taught. So students should recapitulate these theory as well as mathematical formula before going to opt for basic electronics engineering. So therefore Kirchhoff's law, especially the Kirchhoff's voltage law and Kirchhoff's current law as well as Ampere's law, have plenty of applications in the design part of electronics devices, because basic electronics circuit is normally tells about the component description. That means there are several components exist in basic electronics engineering subject. All these components are defined, its characteristics defined, as well as the combination of such component may produce complex circuitry, and the categories of circuit and its input and output characteristics all have been defined. So basic electronics is an important subject. Here students are going through the description and characteristics of all these components, so that in future whenever they are interested about circuit realization, they shall recall about the characteristics they have studied in basic electronics engineering. And for this subject, the data sheet validation of each of these components are required to be carried out by the student, because some component whatever studied has limited features to be explained within the class, and there are detailed feature exists in the datasheet. If the student is interested to create some model, then student should deal with datasheet, the how to see the datasheet, and how what are the parametric values required to observe from the datasheet will be discussed in the class. So basic electronics engineering is one of the important subject for any engineering domain, because uh, nowadays there are many interdisciplinary projects are going on in which some electronic circuitry exists. So irrelevant of the department, electronic circuit may be applied to many issues. So that is why basic electronics has contribution about the basic characteristics understanding for those components. So students must give full attention about the characteristics as well as description, mathematical equation whenever discussed for each of the components. Now in the course outcome and program outcome mapping, we are seeing that there are 12 number of program outcomes which are mapped to the course outcome statements. So here, as 4 number of course outcome statement exist for basic electronics engineering, they are having different weightages assigned to each of the column of program outcomes. And here 3 depicts the high weightage assigned for a certain mapping, and 2 means the moderate linking, and 1 stands for the least linking. And when there is no link, it is kept vacant with a dash line. Now basic electronics is the foundation engineering subject, as well as it is the basic engineering subject. It has the uses of modern tools regarding the simulation of the circuits, as well as it has long-term relation to the student regarding the implementation of projects. So it's a lifelong learning weightage is very high, as well as various surrounding that is applications in the surrounding environment exist. That is why basic electronics engineering is mostly a foundation subject. That is why at the initial part of the program outcome 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has a great linkage with basic electronics, as well as program outcome 11 and 12 are also. So if we look at the modern tool uses, as well as the project initiative, as well as the foundation engineering concept, we are getting higher weightage for the basic electronics engineering with those program outcomes. And similarly, if we have some long target, that is after a long duration, we have a target to implement certain circuitry which is useful for the mankind. That type of target may be fulfilled, and that is lifelong learning has a great importance on basic electronics engineering, because we sometimes we have a future target of implementing any circuit or applications for the mankind. So that is why basic electronics are getting higher weightage in that part. The course has objective impart fundamental knowledge to understand the basic of semiconductor and components like diode, transistor, FET, MOSFET, and operational amplifier. It will be it would build mathematical and numerical background for design of electronic circuit and components value. Students equipped with the knowledge and training provided in the course will be able to participate in the design and development and operation in the different area of electronic systems. So therefore basic electronics has a widest domain of application, because it is dealing with the components which are required to implement electronic circuitry. So all the basic components are included regarding its description, input characteristics, output characteristics. So that is why whenever there is a project related work, basic electronics recalled. So that is why it has a long time application for students of any department, because in any department there is a project realization with electronic circuitry. For any domain, it involves uh, the concept of various components of basic electronics. So therefore, this subject is truly important for any department. Welcome to Basic Electronics Engineering. This is module 5, Operational Amplifier. The fourth class will be continued with some problem solving. Here an example is given, a mathematical problem is given, in which it is clearly showing that the input voltage is applied to the negative terminal of the, here the voltage Vi is the input signal which is applied to the negative terminal of the op amp through a resistor 40 kilo ohm. So 40 kilo ohm is treated as the input impedance of this op amp, and here a resistor R is present at the non-inverting terminal, and at the inverting terminal, if you see, there is a feedback resistor 400 kilo ohm is connected to the output. The question is to find out the output voltage to the input voltage. Now, due to the virtual short circuit between the positive terminal to negative terminal, it is not a short circuit, but the equal potential available at the non-inverting terminal and at the inverting terminal. If we ignore the potential difference between these two terminals, then which is the ideal situation. If we go for ideal situation, we can say that the negative terminal is virtually short circuit with the positive terminal of the op amp. So therefore, whatever is the voltage across the non-inverting terminal and ground will be imposed into the inverting terminal. So that is the specialty of op amp, where the resistor is connected to the non-inverting terminal. As the current is not flowing through this resistor, if we ignore the bias currents, then we can assume that the non-inverting terminal is at the 0 volt, and therefore the inverting terminal is also at 0 volt. Therefore, the amount of current which is flowing through 40 kilo ohm is nothing but Vi minus 0 divided by 40. And similarly, if we consider the current which is flowing through 400 kilo ohm is V0 minus 0 divided by 400. So in this way, we are getting two number of current equation. If we take their summation according to the Kirchhoff's current law, they will be equal to 0. So if we solve these two equations, that is V0 minus 0 divided by 400 is equal to Vi minus 0 by 40, then the polarity will be reversed, because their summation equal to 0 means one signal is going on the right hand side, another signal is on the left hand side, makes the polarity negative. So therefore, negative polarity, that means either A or C will be the correct answer. Now, since V0 by Vi gives the magnitude 10, therefore option A is the correct answer. This is another problem in which, in addition to the previous problem, there is a extra resistance which is present at 60 kilo ohm. Now, this type of problem, before going to solve, little bit planning is required for solution, because here if we observe that the non-inverting terminal voltage is equal to 0. So therefore, the inverting terminal voltage is also 0, and as the inverting terminal voltage is 0, so therefore 60 kilo ohm resistance is connected between the terminal of which the voltages are 0. So therefore there is no possibility of flow of current through 60 kilo ohm. So that is why we can consider that 60 kilo ohm is not required to be included in any current equations. So therefore, like the previous one, here is also same equation will be followed, that is Vi minus 0 by 40 plus V0 minus 0 by 400 equal to 0. That gives V0 by Vi equal to minus 10. So answer remains same. So there is no effect of 60 kilo ohm into this problem. And this is the third problem, which shows that the input to the circuit as shown here has the input voltage is equal to 2 sine omega t millivolt. The current I0 is required to be calculated. So I0 is the output terminal current. So to calculate this output terminal current, what we require? We require again Kirchhoff's current law, and in the Kirchhoff's current law we can say that as the non-inverting terminal voltage is 0 volt, therefore inverting terminal is also at 0 volt. So therefore Vi minus 0 divided by 1 amount of milliampere is flowing. That means Vi milliampere is flowing through 1k input resistance. This current will not be entering into the op amp, as op amp takes a very small amount of current which is negligible compared to the milliampere, and it is the input current Vi minus 0 by 1, that means Vi milliampere, will be entering into the feedback resistor, and through the feedback resistor, if we want to calculate the current, the two terminal of the feedback resistor are at 0 volt and another is at V0, that is the output voltage. So 0 minus V0 by 10 is the amount of milliampere flowing through the feedback resistor. So V0 by 10 is equal to Vi. So that keeps V0 by Vi equal to 1 by 10. No, that is equal to 10, because V0 by 10 equal to Vi. So V0 by Vi is nothing but 10. So that is the amount of voltage gain. But we are not interested to find out the voltage gain. We are interested to find out I0 only. So Vi is already given. As V0 by Vi is minus 10, so V0 is equal to minus 10 into Vi, and that is minus 10 into 2, that means minus 20 Vi, 20 sin omega t. So V0 is equal to minus 20 sin omega t. Now, as we got this V0, still the problem has not been solved, because at the output terminal we can write a KCL of which three number of current component. One is flowing through 10k, one is flowing through 4k, another is flowing through op amp output terminal I0. So here we can say there are two current flowing through feedback resistance is V0 minus 0 by 10 plus V0 minus 0 by 4. These are the two currents which will be equal to I0, because two outgoing current can be equal to one incoming current. So therefore I0 is equal to 1 by 4 plus 1 by 10 multiplied by V0, and V0 equal to, we have seen, minus 20 sin omega t. So minus 20 by 10 means 2, minus 20 by 4 means 5. So 2 plus 5, 7. So therefore it is 7 sin omega t microampere, but I0 is of negative polarity. So therefore I0 equal to minus 7 sin omega t, and that is nothing but the option B. Here option B is the correct one. And this is the fourth question, where it is showing that two successive inverting amplifier are connected through 25 kilo ohm, and here this problem shows that the input voltage is 0.2 volt. So 0.2 volt applied to 10 kilo ohm resistor will produce a current 0.2 by 10, as inverting terminal is at 0 voltage due to the virtual short circuit. So 0.2 by 10 means 0.02 milliampere is flowing into the inverting terminal, towards the inverting terminal, but not into the op amp, and that 0.02 milliampere will be entering into the feedback resistor, and feedback resistor current will be entering into 25 kilo ohm, and thereafter it is flowing through 150 kilo ohm, and in this way we can find out. So every time we can go for a KCL equation, and we can find out the amount of voltage at the output, because here output voltage is needed to be calculated. So therefore Vi is 0.2 volt, so 0.2, and we can find out what is the output voltage of the first op amp. Let it be V1. So V1 by 50 is equal to minus Vi by 10. So therefore V1 is equal to 50 times Vi by 10. So this is nothing but 5 times Vi. So 5 into 0.2 means 1. So V0 is at minus 1 volt. So as V0 is at minus 1 volt, therefore the current entering into towards the second op amp inverting terminal is minus 1 minus 0 divided by 25. So it is 1 by 25 milliampere, which will be flowing towards the feedback resistor. So therefore V0 by 150 is equal to Vi by 25. So V0 is equal to 150 by 25. That gives us 6. The magnitude is positive. So therefore here we can write, because of the first inverting amplifier produces output voltage negative, so second inverting amplifier inverts the corresponding voltage to make it positive polarity. So that is why the output voltage is 6 volt only with positive polarity. Thank you.